State of the Union is perilous because the state of American politics is wretched. The State of the Union is divided because the American media has become a billion-dollar division industry. Tonight, President Biden will say that the State of the Union is strong. Tonight, the American people will see a ritual, but is the ritual reality or is it a bit of delusion? Tonight, members of both political parties will stand and cheer the head of the Article 2 branch of government under the U.S. Constitution. They will cheer for the American head of state. They will cheer for the American commander-in-chief. They will cheer for the successor to George Washington's office, the office that he stepped away from, beginning the process that is America's great gift to the world, the peaceful transition of power that was bloodied on January 6th, 2021 by Donald Trump and the incitements of many of the people who will stand and cheer for President Biden this evening. And that duality and the fact that it is unlikely to be talked about is why the State of the Union in this moment is so deeply perilous. We are 2 years on from an attempted coup that sought to install Donald Trump as an illegitimate president who had been defeated in an American election that had the largest turnout in history and was the fairest and most honest election in all of American history. Tonight, Kevin McCarthy, a man absent principles, conviction, a man who has lied thousands of times, a man who is deeply unfit for any political office, let alone being second in line to the office of the presidency, will sit atop the speaker's rostrum, looking out over a sea of conspiracy theorists, loons, and extremists. They will include amongst them Marjorie Taylor Greene, an anti-Semite and conspiracy theorist who is the frontrunner to be Donald Trump's vice presidential nominee should he succeed in capturing the Republican nomination again. There will be Lauren Boebert. There will be Paul Gosar, a dentist from Arizona who's been renounced by his family because of his Nazi affiliations and extremist rhetoric. There will be Jim Jordan. There will be Matt Gaetz. And there will be dozens and dozens more. And there will be George Santos, who distinguishes himself with his utter disgracefulness, a psychopathic liar, an imposter, someone who is likely to be arrested and charged as a criminal, an imposter who has made his way to the chambers of the House of Representatives, where John Quincy Adams once sat, where Abraham Lincoln once sat, where John Kennedy once sat. The state of our union is indeed perilous and fragile. The state of our union has been made perilous by the dishonesty of our politics. We have a politics that satisfies the powerful at the expense of the powerless. We have a politics where it is necessary to have lobbyists to game the system, as opposed to politicians who understand it's their job to do the business of the people and to make deals in the interests of the people, not in the interests of the most powerful interests in the country. Yet in the end, all of the things that have weakened the union can be easily dealt with by the one force that makes the union endure and makes the union perpetually strong, and that is the American people. The story of America is not found in the story of its politicians, and the story of America won't be told under the Capitol Dome tonight by its politicians. The story of America is to be found out in the vast country, the union of 50 states, where today there will be thousands of acts of kindness and decency, where people will meet their obligations and meet their responsibilities, where great teachers will shape the next generation, and firemen will be prepared to enter a burning building to save a human life, where Coast Guards men and women will train to brave waves and oceans of treacherous dimensions to save human life. The United States military will stand on guard around the world as sentinels in defense of freedom and democracy, vigilant, prepared, ready. The excesses of American society that weaken us are not the fault of the American people. They are the fault of a privileged, elected class of America's politicians and the billionaire donors that support and fund them to achieve their interests. The State of the Union is broken by its politics, but also strong because it is sustained by its people. And like always tonight, the State of the Union can best be described as it was the best of times and it was the worst of times. But it would be good for once to have a speech where we could say it was the most honest of times, because the lack of honesty about the challenges is making the situation that this country faces more troubling, more dangerous, and more unstable.